Okay, let's talk about why I believe La Liga, the Spanish soccer league, is the best soccer league in the world. The first place where we can start is the competitions where all the best teams of all the major soccer leagues in Europe compete, which is the European competition, the Europa League, and the Champions League. If we look since the beginning, when the competition started in the mid 50s, La Liga, Spain, is the country that has won the most European title. 17 Champions League, which is the major competition, and then 10 Europa League, so 27 in total. Italy has 21, 12 and 9, and England 20. But if you look since 2005, in the last 12 years, which there have been 24 titles, Spain has won over half, 14 of the 24, with England having won 5, Italy and Russia 2. And if you look at the major winners of those 14 titles, you see Sevilla has won 5 Europa Leagues, Barcelona 4 Champions League, Real Madrid 3, and Atletico Madrid and Chelsea you see 4. So the top 4 teams are from Spain. Now, if you look at the Champions League, which is really where the best teams compete since the beginning of time, we see the history where Real Madrid won the first 5 competitions. And then we saw the emergence of other teams, Italy, and for many years between 1990 and 2013, you had Italy, England, and Spain neck and neck. And in the last 4 years, the Spanish team have won all the Champions League titles, Real Madrid and Barcelona. You can see how they took off. Well, the others stay flat. So that's one way to look at it. And so Spain wins, and one of the areas, one of the reasons they win is also because, first and foremost, they have the best players. FIFA comes with the top 11 players, and you can see the distribution of players since the last 10 years, where the vast majorities over time are from playing the Spanish league in green. And you can see that last year, Spain had 91%, 10 of the 11 players that play in La Liga. The only player in that best 11 in the world was the keeper, Martin Neuer, who plays in Germany. So you can see that in the last 10 years, nearly basically 2/3 of the players were in that best 11 in the world playing La Liga, and you can see names that are very familiar: Lionel Messi, Iniesta, Ronaldo, Ramos, Dani Alves, and so forth. What's interesting is that Spain is not the team that spent the most, and actually in England, they spent 2.5 times more, nearly 1.4 billion versus 509 million euros in spending. And they actually receive a lot more money, so they sell more than they spend. So why is it that Spain can win so much while spending a lot less than England? Well, it turns out that the key to the success of Spain is that they have the best players, yes, but the core of their teams come from the youth development that is the best in the world. So Spain has the highest percentage of players that have been formed in their teams. So 22% of the players in La Liga on average have played in that team for 3 years at least, between 15 and 21. That percentage is a lot less in Germany, 12, a lot less in Italy at 9, and in England very low at 7. And Spain has also the highest percentage of nationals, nearly 60% that are Spanish, while in Germany it's half, and Italy and England it's a lot less. And so if you see at the top 15 teams in Europe that have the highest percentage of players that come from the youth system, 10 of those 15s come from La Liga, with Barcelona being the 4th, with Real Madrid being in that list, and you see basically a high distribution. And you can see that in the last 14 years, Spain has won 7, basically half of the titles of the U19th. And so you can see the way the success of Spain is, La Liga is anchored on developing strong, youth players, and buying the best to only complement. So when they buy really, really good players that complement, and they don't buy what makes the core of their team, which obviously, especially in the Basque countries, keeps the values and the core mission of the players that are aligned with the values of the team. So that's one of the key success. Is La Liga entertaining? Well, in the last calendar year, it's been the league that has the highest goals per game at nearly 3. And there is always an argument that Spanish league is not competitive, that there's only 2 teams and it's not. Well, if you look at the distribution in the last 10 years of the final ranking, it is true that the team that wins La Liga tends to have a higher number of points at 92 almost versus the English league, which is at 86.4. However, the gap between the 5th and the 15th is a lot less narrow with 18 points than it is in England at 23 points. So in summary, you may have 2 games when Real and Barcelona play that are more likely to be predictable, but the 8 other games are a lot more competitive in Spain than they are in England.